Good morning, everybody. Top in the news, everybody talking about right now is the Keefe arrest. His house was raided, and he was indicted for Tupac's murder. Now, the question is, why 27 years? Why did it take them 27 years to try to solve this case? One thing is, Keefe had this coming. He should have known better. He wrote a book. He went on an interview tour to several platforms. Number one, Vlad. That was his worst mistake. And look at some of the questions. Go back over that interview and look at some of the questions that he was asked in that interview. It almost sounded like a police interrogation. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, I heard Whack 100 say that he can possibly beat the case. Possibly could. Because of that proffer he took a couple of years, 7, 8 years ago in that interrogation when they came to his house. They gave him a proffer which allowed him to get rid of his prior charges that would have gave him life. And in change of that, they say they wasn't able to charge him for the Tupac murder. But what he failed to realize is he made that deal with California. You know what I mean? That doesn't have nothing to do with Vegas. Now, what was dumb on his behalf, couple of dumb things on his behalf. Him moving to Vegas, where the crime scene started. Now, from what I hear is, during the time of the Tupac murder, it was a time that Vegas didn't want to be bothered with that crime because of the building of Vegas. You know, they were trying to make this a family friendly place. So at the time, they didn't want the black eye over Vegas. You know, as far as the people coming there, you know, they wanted to promote this as a family friendly place. So they kind of let a little time go by. But the question is during these years, were they collecting evidence? Now, a lot of people have been asking the question, was Vlad working for the police? It's a good question. Look at some of the questions he asked Keefe in that interview. A lot of those questions shouldn't have been answered, and he should have been smart enough not to answer them. You know what I'm saying? So that's stupidity on his behalf. He should have known better, you know. And it's just weird, man. He's going to try to blame that on Puff, Reggie Wright, you know, some dead people. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's going to work for him. But a lot of people say he's going to beat the case. But one of the Fed's main techniques is to break a person. The lawyer fees is going to break him. He's not making all that money he was making back in the cocaine cowboy days. You know what I mean? So those lawyer fees itself is going to break him down. Now, the question is, did Vlad really get paid by the feds to ask him certain questions? It's a good question. I know. I guess he put out some tweets today saying that he didn't take any money from the feds, and he wasn't indicted. His videos wasn't indicted by the feds. But who knows? Nobody ever know that. If it did happen, it'll be sealed. Nobody will ever know that. But who knows? People gotta understand, man, that Vlad ain't for the he makes money off of this culture, but he don't give a damn about this culture. It's another check to him. It's another paycheck. But I got a video on my channel. It shows the police raiding his house and 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They was probably in their sleep. Dragged him out the house, his wife out the house, woke the whole neighborhood up, shine lights all over that place, and they took him in. But the thing is why 27 years? About a month and a half ago, they raided his house looking for evidence on the Tupac murder. What do y'all expect to find after 27 years? That kind of lets you know that they don't have their stuff together, and they're going to try to indict him. And their main evidence is going to be those interviews that he did on all of these platforms. Really, does he stuck his foot in his mouth several times, man. A person like him should have moved out of town and got the hell out of there. He should have moved out of town somewhere, definitely not Vegas, where the murder happened at. What would make him move to Vegas in such a prestigious neighborhood? You know what I mean? Just didn't make any sense. He kind of deserved what he gets, man. He basically wrote books and did interviews talking about the Tupac murders. And if he had anything to do with it, he should have stuck his head in the ground and just disappeared. It just didn't make any sense, you know. But we'll see, I guess. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen in this case, in this trial or whatever. I'm not sure if they're going to issue him bond or whatever, but time will tell, I guess. But back to Vlad. This should be a lesson to all of the people going on Vlad. I'm starting to see that in tweets people are saying that Boosie's regretting that he allowed Vlad to come and video his estate. And when I was watching that video, I was like, damn, man, he's showing Vlad his hiding places, every little corner of his house. Just don't make any sense. Man, we got to start being a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? Especially the millionaires, you know what I'm saying? These people that's work so hard to get off the streets, you know what I mean? And we got to build our own platforms. That way we can um, put down our own narrative, show the people what we want to show them. You know what I'm saying? We can't be enticed by somebody that's Russian. He's Russian. What does he owe the black community? You know what I'm saying? To be loyal to him, nothing. He's rich already. He's getting millions off of his back catalog. Full of black pain and full of you know envy, and he's gonna be paid for the rest of his life for that. Um, Shout out to the ones that left him, man. He had a couple of people that left. They were smart. They left and started their own platforms. Um, But yeah, we got to be more smarter, man. We definitely got to be more smarter and think about what we say when we're in front of that camera as black people. You know what I'm saying? Let the fools go in there and be fools, but us as blacks, man, we got to be smarter. You know, especially if you live in a glass house. You can't throw rocks if you live in a glass house. You know, as the saying says, got to be a lot smarter. You know what I mean? But let's talk about this Keefe D situation, man. This is what I think is going to happen. There's a possibility that he can beat that case. You know what I mean? You know, so many years went by, so much evidence lost. So, but the thing is, it's going to cost Keefe D money and time, and that's what the feds do the best. They resort your money. They break you to where you got to end up getting a public defender. You know what I mean? That's one of their main tactics. They did that to Irv Gotti. John Gotti. You know what I mean? You got to have long money to fight with the feds. Trust me. And that interview money is not going to get him out of that. He sold his soul for 5 minutes of fame. You know what I'm saying? No, if not saying it was me, but if I was the one that pulled the trigger or had to do something with Tupac dying, I would have been gone. I'd have been out of here. I'd have left like Russell Simmons did. I'd have got the fuck out of America. Because you know your time is coming. You're living on borrowed time. You know what I mean? But it's crazy, man. It's crazy, you know. But that's all I had to say for right now, man. Everybody have a good morning and enjoy your day. Wake up and do something successful. And in the pursuit of being rich or in the pursuit of being successful, it's order. You know, if you want to be rich, start off being in order. Start putting things in order around your house. You know, clean up. You know, wake up, make up your bed every day. You know, I heard that on the internet the other day. You know, stay in order and continue planning and continue finding your lane. You know what I'm saying? Till you figure out what you want to do. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is awkward beginnings, and that was a talk on Keefe D. We'll see what happened, and I'll be giving reports as the trial goes by. You know what I mean? Everybody have a good day.